Imagine this. Every morning, you slip into a crisp white shirt. Instantly, you look polished, professional, maybe even a little unstoppable. But did you know that this seemingly ordinary piece of clothing was once a public declaration of, "I don't do manual labor"? That spotless white fabric wasn't just a fashion choice, it was a symbol of wealth and social status. After all, only the wealthy could afford to keep a white shirt perfectly clean. Welcome to the CHIU Style Podcast, where we explore the history and sustainable future of lifestyle aesthetics. In this series, we'll uncover the hidden stories behind the everyday objects that quietly shape our lives. Together, we'll reveal their surprising origins, the hidden costs they carry, and the unexpected twists that brought them to where they are today. Today's episode is all about the white shirt. And trust me, its story has far more drama than your last Zoom meeting. Let's start from the very beginning. The real story of the white shirt goes way back to the days of European aristocracy. In the 17th and 18th centuries, its ancestor was actually an undergarment, a delicate linen piece worn by both men and women. Back then, outer clothing was heavy, dark, and hard to wash. So, letting a sliver of that snowy white collar and cuff peek out? That was the ultimate fashion statement. Keeping that fabric pristine was no small feat. It required a small army of laborers to wash, bleach, and starch it. Naturally, only the filthy rich and privileged could afford it. That seemingly simple piece of white cloth was essentially shouting, "Hey, I don't work in the fields or factories. My hands never touch the dirt." It was the quietest yet loudest status symbol around. By the Victorian era, the white shirt had officially become synonymous with class. High society gentlemen would own dozens of them, employing servants to wash and press them daily. They would never wear one to do manual labor. It was practically the uniform of the leisure class, representing sobriety, neatness, and the luxury of keeping one's hands clean. Think about the ultimate fashion icon of the time, Beau Brummel. He took the white shirt and the meticulously knotted cravat to the absolute extreme, spending hours a day just to ensure his collar and cuffs looked flawless. His styling philosophy took the British upper class by storm, turning the crisp white shirt into a quiet, high-key flex for the elite. But then, the Industrial Revolution changed the game. Moving into the 20th century, mass production made the white shirt affordable, taking it from aristocratic privilege to the everyday wardrobe. It quickly became the standard uniform for office workers, which is exactly where the term white-collar comes from. Contrasting with the blue-collar workers who wore durable blue denim for manual labor, the white shirt evolved from a hidden undergarment into an everyday essential. It conquered boardrooms, stormed courtrooms, and eventually became a blank canvas for rebellion, shredded in punk rock, and later worshipped as a minimalist classic. Who would have thought that a garment so simple could silently carry centuries of social signaling, class mobility, and cultural shifts? From aristocratic luxury to everyday staple, the journey of the white shirt is a microcosm of modern society itself. But hey, things aren't always as crisp and clean as they look on the surface. This is where the story gets a little wrinkled. That symbol of purity and refinement actually hides some dark threads. Cotton, the main ingredient of the white shirt, has a long history deeply intertwined with labor exploitation, stretching from historic plantation systems right down to modern supply chains. Fast fashion has only amplified the problem with low wages, grueling hours, and unsafe factories. The tragic 2013 collapse of the Rana Plaza building in Bangladesh showed the world the heavy human cost behind cheap clothing. It's the kind of history that makes you pause for a second while buttoning up your shirt in the morning. On the bright side, the white shirt has also had some amazing, positive plot twists. In many contexts, it became a symbol of a fresh start and equality. It's easy to clean, highly versatile, and represents respectability and joy across many cultures. Not to mention, it's the ultimate life hack item, acting as an emergency picnic blanket, becoming an icon in French New Wave cinema, and serving as a staple for modern power dressing. Honestly, who hasn't put on a crisp white shirt and instantly felt like they had their life together? If you pan out and look at the world, the white shirt is basically a super chameleon. It fits in perfectly wherever it goes, yet it carries a completely different vibe depending on the zip code. In the financial districts of London or New York, it's still the safest, most classic choice to pair with a dark suit. A crisp white shirt, buttoned all the way to the top, projects a professional, understated sense of power. It says, this person knows what they're doing. But if you head over to corporate offices in Tokyo or Seoul, the rules get way more intense. Formal settings in Japan and South Korea demand absolute perfection. It must be blindingly white, flawlessly pressed, without a single wrinkle in sight. There, it's not just clothing, it's a symbol of team harmony and high-level professionalism. Word on the street is that some Korean companies even look at the crispness of your shirt during interviews, as if to say, how you handle the details shows your attitude toward the job. In other parts of Asia or international business hubs in the Middle East, the white shirt flexes its adaptability. It seamlessly blends with local elements, like being styled under a lightweight thobe or paired with traditional accessories, while keeping that clean, sharp, Western formality. It respects the local culture without ever looking out of place. But head south to the Mediterranean coasts of Italy and Spain, or to creative hubs like Paris and Berlin, and the white shirt instantly lets its hair down. You'll see it with 2 or 3 buttons undone, sleeves casually rolled up, paired with jeans or linen trousers. It oozes a relaxed, effortlessly cool lifestyle. In these places, it's no longer a stiff uniform, it's a tool for personal expression, buttoned up for a morning meeting, and effortlessly charming for an afternoon coffee. The exact same white shirt can be a power symbol on Wall Street, a badge of collective discipline in Tokyo, or a romantic statement in the Mediterranean. Who knew a simple shirt could silently tell so many stories about global work ethics and lifestyles? But if we bring ourselves to the present day, the real elephant in the room pops up. Our obsession with cheap white shirts, with billions produced globally every year, is driving an invisible sustainability crisis. To bring a single, average cotton white shirt from the farm to your closet takes about 2,700 liters of water. To put that into perspective, that's enough drinking water for one person for 2.5 years. Cotton is notoriously thirsty. It sucks up massive amounts of groundwater and river water, and it relies heavily on pesticides and fertilizers to thrive. Get this, while cotton takes up only about 3% of global agricultural land, it consumes roughly 24% of the world's insecticides and 11% of its pesticides. This leads to severe soil degradation, polluted rivers, and a massive loss of local biodiversity. Bees, insects, and aquatic life are caught in the crossfire, throwing entire ecosystems out of whack. And don't even get me started on the fast fashion production model. The dyeing, finishing, and global shipping processes generate staggering amounts of carbon emissions and toxic wastewater. In fact, the fashion industry contributes about 8% to 10% of global carbon emissions, which is more than international flights and maritime shipping combined. Plus, every time we wash these synthetic blended clothes, microplastics escape into the ocean. And those wear it a few times and toss it white shirts? They end up as mountains of textile waste. Globally, up to 92 million tons of clothing are discarded each year, and a huge chunk of that will never decompose. Climate change is only making things worse. Many traditional cotton-growing regions are facing severe droughts and shrinking yields, yet we keep demanding newer, cheaper clothes. From the cotton fields of India, China, and the US, to the garment factories of Bangladesh and Vietnam, this massive supply chain keeps the environmental toll comfortably out of sight. It's the ultimate case of out of sight, out of mind. Every morning when we button up that clean, crisp white shirt, we rarely think about the dried-up riverbeds, the polluted soil, and the struggling planet left in its wake. It's only when you start connecting the dots that you realize a seemingly harmless everyday staple is actually tied to a massive global environmental challenge. Fortunately, the solution is already being stitched together, one thread at a time. Faced with the environmental crisis behind the white shirt, people aren't just sitting back, they're driving some incredibly hopeful changes. On the production side, more and more brands are actively pivoting to organic and recycled cotton. Organic cotton can slash water use by up to 90% and completely eliminates harmful chemicals, allowing the soil to heal. Recycled cotton takes old, discarded clothes, breaks them down, and spins them into fresh fibers, giving waste a second life. Some pioneering brands are even adopting regenerative agriculture, planting other crops alongside cotton to boost biodiversity and leave the land healthier than they found it. Innovative tech is also bringing some mind-blowing breakthroughs. AI-driven precision farming systems can monitor weather, soil moisture, and pests to optimize irrigation and fertilizer use, saving tons of resources. Closed-loop manufacturing allows factories to recycle and reuse their wastewater and materials, cutting down pollution. Meanwhile, advanced fiber recycling tech can take a well-loved white shirt and turn it into brand-new, high-quality fabric, proving that circular fashion isn't just a marketing buzzword. As consumers, we hold immense power too. You don't need to become an eco-saint overnight. It starts with small steps, choosing brands with ethical certifications like GTS or Fair Trade, investing in higher quality shirts that last for years, and learning simple repair skills, like sewing a button or mending a tiny hole, instead of tossing a shirt the moment it gets a spot. At the end of the day, the golden rule is, buy less, choose well. Owning one piece you truly love and wear for years means way more than buying 10 cheap items. Sustainability isn't about being perfect, it's about making smarter, kinder choices. Every purchase we make is a vote for the kind of future we want. The story of the white shirt doesn't have to end in a landfill. It can evolve from a symbol of aristocracy into a true timeless classic, a piece that stays with you for years and treats the planet with respect. When we start looking at the white shirt in our closet through a different lens, we stitch a much better future for the industry and the planet. After exploring all this history and reflection, it naturally makes you think a bit more intentionally about what you put on your body every day. If you're looking to build a more conscious wardrobe without feeling completely overwhelmed, you might want to check out the Sustainable Fashion Starter Kit. It's a 180-page guided prompt journal designed to help you explore your unique style, values, and habits through gentle reflections and exercises. It's all about taking small, guilt-free steps forward. No need to become an overnight sustainability expert. I've dropped the link in the description box below, so definitely go check it out if you're interested. At the end of the day, that simple white shirt hanging in your closet has traveled through centuries of status, struggle, adaptation, and innovation. More often than not, the everyday objects we touch carry stories far longer than we ever imagine. Their journeys are full of surprises, inviting us to see ordinary things from an entirely new perspective. Throughout the history and sustainable future of lifestyle aesthetics, we discover that curiosity about the little things often leads to much bigger changes. Thank you for joining me today on the CHIU Style Podcast. If this episode gave you a fresh perspective, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next episode. And I'd love to hear from you. Which everyday object would you like us to uncover next? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay stylish, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode.